All right, now in this video, I want to give you the top 5 things to avoid when you're just becoming a CDL driver, you're just getting into trucking. This is going to save you time, this is going to save you money, this is going to save you headache, and it's going to give you peace of mind. Let's go. All right, number 1 on the list is to avoid the load board. If you're just getting started as a CDL driver or you're just becoming an owner operator, this is something you want to really consider. Now, the reason why I'm opposed to the load board is because it doesn't give you the consistency that you would typically look for when you're coming into trucking, right? You came here because you want to make money. You want to thrive, whether you're doing over the road, whether you're doing regional, or you're just doing local. You want to make money, and it's important to understand what the load board provides. Yes, it provides work. Yes, you can make really good money from the load board, but what is the load board? It's a board of a whole bunch of different shippers and brokers putting out different loads that needs to get picked up and dropped off. Throughout the day, you're really just fishing for good rates. You're fishing for good loads. Whether you're dispatching or you have a dispatcher doing it, that's simply what they're doing. So it's kind of like a shotgun approach. You never really know what your forecast is going to look like throughout the week. You never really know, time of entry, time of getting out of work, and you never really know how much money you're going to make. And this is kind of the big part of avoiding the load board. It's not really about the schedule time, what time you leave, what time you get home, but it's more of how much do you make. Is it rewarding? Is it paying off? And are you consistent with that income? Yeah, you could hit 2,000 plus in 1 week. You could hit less than 1,000. I've had many drivers that I've hired that came from doing the load board and they weren't even cracking $700, $900 a week. I can't even tell you how many times I've heard this story over and over and over again. Now, what could you do to avoid the load board? You want to partner with carriers that have dedicated routes. If you're new, if you have your authority already and you're working on building it up, then that's probably something you want to go after with MSA accounts directly with the shipper. But if you're a new CDL driver, you're an owner operator, you want something consistent. You want something that can give you that stepping stool to the next level, and that's going to provide it for you, whether it's a dedicated route or is working for a company that has mainly pickup and drop off. At least 70% of the time, it's okay if they do the load board from time to time to kind of fill in the gaps, but you want something where they have a customer that they cater to. This is going to give you the consistency. This is going to give you the income that you've been looking for in trucking. But if you just get into trucking and you jump straight into the load board, you might find some things that you don't like. You might encounter some challenges and the money might not make sense. So you want to be mindful of that. Tip number 2 is don't skip your pre-trip. This is not just for the truck. This is for you too. And I tell all my drivers this is very important. The reason why you want to check the truck before you drive on the road is because it can save you from a world of headache that day. If you notice that the tires aren't right, if you notice that the brakes are low, if you notice that there's a leak, something that, okay, maybe we should get this truck looked at before we start driving it, then that is the time that you want to address it. That is the time you want to do a simple pre-trip. See if your lights are working. See if your tires are good. See if your brakes are good. See if you have any fluids leaking. At the very minimum, this could avoid you from having a breakdown on the side of the road, having to wait for hours, losing out on making money, and possibly having to take the truck to the shop and it being there for a day or two just because you didn't do your pre-trip and maybe possibly had much better options at that moment instead of driving and now being stuck on the side of the road. So I say this for owner operators, I say this for company drivers. Do your pre-trip. This is for you. Save you time, save you headaches, save you money, right? Because now you're not waiting broke down with no load and you can't deliver it or whatever the case may be is. But you want to be mindful of doing your pre-trips, guys. This is very important. Don't forget that. And if you do forget it, that's overly confident or you're a rookie. So that's what I'll say. You never want to be overly confident and you never want to move like a rookie. So do your pre-trip, guys. Tip number 3 is don't trust your Apple GPS or your Android GPS, right? If you have a phone GPS that you use regularly in your car, You want to watch out for that in your truck, right? This is something that could put you in a very, very bad position, especially if it brings you to a bridge that happens to be only 11 feet. The phone GPS sometimes, or a lot of times, does not catch that. And I've personally been in a situation when I first got my CDL where I drove down a long, dark, narrow road in the middle of the country, only to get 3 miles deep into the road and realize that there is 11-mile bridge, and my Apple GPS brought me there. I was very, very upset, but I managed to pop a U-turn and leave out the way I came in. But just one of those stories that is commonly known in the truck industry. Most truckers, they know their route sometimes, and they start to be like a human GPS. But if that is not you, you want to get a GPS. You want to get a commercial GPS, a trucker GPS that can actually let you know certain bridge points, certain areas that you just can't drive through. You want to be careful of that. So don't use your regular GPS on your phone. You want to get a commercial GPS. Download an app, buy one. There's so many different avenues and options that you'll have. So just be mindful of trusting your phone GPS. And tip number 5 that will save you a world of a headache is always forecast the weather the week prior, right? If it's Sunday night, you want to look at the weather from Monday to Saturday. You want to see, okay, I'm going to be driving from this time to this time. Is there going to be rain? Is there going to be snow? Is it going to be scorching hot? Is it going to be freezing below zero? What's the weather going to look like Monday through Saturday? You want to predict it carefully because you are a commercial driver. And I tell all my drivers, at the end of the day, it's your license. So you want to be very cautious. There is a secret, I don't know if it's so secret, but there is a safe word in trucking, and that safe word is, I don't feel safe. You tell your terminal manager or dispatch or your carrier that you don't feel safe. They can't fire you for not feeling safe, especially if there's weather conditions, right? Especially if there's something out there in the road that you might be worried about for your safety, right? In the situation where there can be an accident, right? There's sleet on the road, or it's hailing. There could be so many different reasons why you don't feel safe behind the wheel, and it's important that you're aware of that, you express that, so you don't catch yourself in the middle of a blizzard, so you don't catch yourself going up a road where it's icy and there's cars slipping now and you feel like you're in a very bad position, right? We've all been there where we've drove in uncomfortable, conditions, and on an 18-wheeler, that's not the situation that we want to be in often. So you want to be careful of that. You want to forecast the weather, guys. And I hope you can take this information, be successful, go out there, be safe, avoid headache, avoid time down, and make some good money. All right. Now, if you made it this far in the video, guys, that tells me that you're serious about your career, whether you're a CDL driver or an owner operator already looking to take it to the next level. I want to invite you to the free workshop that we do every Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. The link is going to be below in the description. And also you can grab the step-by-step blueprint on how to go from being a CDL driver to being a successful owner operator, leveling up your life and taking it to the next level, guys. The link is below. You can go grab it, like, subscribe. Welcome to the Trucking Looks Bright community, and I'll see you on the next video.